like you lost another one.
Domain expansion. Do you ever wake up wishing that you were greater? Walk through that open door, tell the ops see you later. Wish you could lift up a mountain or maybe raise the dead. Destroy an entire planet or even generate bread. Do you wish that you were strong or had magical eyes? That you could warp reality so that nobody dies. Conquer the minds of millions, tell the millions of lies. Rewrite all the constellations and celestial skies. Stop time, summon fire, drop a dime, reach higher. Hunter, wizard, hero, fighter, pirate, ninja, reaper, writer. Bring the sun then, make it brighter. Enter at your own peril, pass a bolted door. Cause impossible just happened and you ain't seen it before. It's a graphic cartoon and I can watch this shit for hours. So prepare to be amazed, this is the show about powers. Hello everybody, my name is AfroXMSA. That doesn't in fact mean master of supernatural. I want to say hello first and foremost to all of our new subscribers. We just got about 2 or 3 new subscribers in the past week. I am taking a wild guess that a lot of you saw Otaku Odyssey and I'm so glad that you're watching more of my content over on the sister channel and then coming over here. So thank you to all the new subscribers that just showed up this week. You guys are absolutely awesome. We got the main man, the biggest fan of the AfroX channel, Trixie Anaheda, in here, who says yo right back. All right. So, starting off, just to let everybody, a 3-episode section, at the beginning of Powers here, that was unintentional, but, all kind of about reality warping powers. So in the first week, we talked about domain expansion. Last week, we talked about Unlimited Blade Works in the Reality Marvel Fate series, and tonight we're going to be talking about Genjutsus, but specifically we're going to be talking about Itachi's Tsukuyomi from Naruto. So I'm going to start off with all of the sponsor stuff, all the stuff that I have to talk about, just to keep the lights on and stuff, things like that. But while I'm talking about that, I would like you guys to answer a question for me. And I would like you to answer the question: if you were a supervillain, what power would you have? If you were a supervillain, what superpower would you want to have? And just for fun, what would be your supervillain name? All right. So, starting off, make sure to check out my Patreon. That you www.patreon.com /AfroX. There's a link to everything I'm about to talk about in the description of all of my edited videos, so you can check out the links there. If you go to the Patreon, you will be able to sign up to donate to the channel in increments of $5, $10, or $100 a month. Any tier is appreciated, so please go and check that out if you feel so inclined. Honestly, $5 a month, not a big thing. I mean, $5 a month could, well, if you took an average, you could probably get like a streaming service for about $5 a month between Netflix and Hulu. But anyways, moving forward, we have the AfroX Facebook page on Facebook, of course. Go check that out. But more importantly, check out the group, the official AfroX fan club on Facebook. And if you join that group, you will be added to a group chat where I very frequently people in there, have them give me new ideas, stuff like that. Moving forward, we have a TikTok that is AfroX_YT. I just started doing karaoke knockout challenges on there. So do go check that out. On Instagram, we are at the legendary Afro_X. On speaking of the letter X, on X, we are at the real Afro X. But on Discord, and there's a link to it in my description. On Discord, we do have a Discord, and it's called AfroX AMA. So if you go on there, you will be able to ask me anything. And I might answer everything, but I certainly will look at what you have to say. And I really want to start building community on there, get people talking, stuff like that. I think that could be really, really fun. All right. That is all the announcements. We have 3 people watching right now. I'm watching. I just want to say first and foremost, if you are watching my stream and you are not commenting, it is a real disservice. I understand some people are busy, some people at work watching this stuff like that. But please tell people a live stream is like a bonfire, and the comments in the chat are the fuel that keep that fire going. If I'm not getting comments in the chat, this is going to end really, really quickly. Like pretty much right after I give my spiel about the power. So anyone who's watching, please comment. We need your words. As for the question that I posed earlier, I'm going to let people have time to answer that. Leave that for the end. Also, really trying to get my voice acting chops up. So if you could give me a character and a line for them to do impressions and voice acting at the end of these streams. So yes, if you challenge me, give me something that's really gonna give me a struggle. I hope you do. Oh, Trix said, doll/puppet. Very interesting. So you want to go like a Sasori or a Granny Chio route? I like it. I really like it. I know I said I'd keep it for the end, but since he already answered, I would want super persuasion, which is the power of like preacher. Yeah, it's the power of preacher. It's also the power of I can't remember. Can only say rice toppings like bonito flakes, salmon, stuff like that. I can't remember his name, but his super persuasion is so powerful that he has to do the Black Bolt thing where he super persuasion in general is just the power to give someone a command and they have to carry out that command no matter what it is. Rick says his ability would be Pygmalion. Very cool. That power you chose is terrifying. Thank you. Go you. Do Kizaru lines. What want to say now? What would you want him to say? I also found out this week from watching a lot of Has Been Hotel that I'm very good at doing Keith David's voice. Keith David, the voice of Husk from Has Been Hotel, from The Princess and the Frog. So that's really, really cool. Anyways, let's get into the topic at hand. So today's topic is it's Genjutsu, but Itachi. So, kind of, let's start at the beginning. So in Naruto, there is something that is known as ocular jutsus, which are abilities that can be used through one's eyes. And iterations is called a Kekai Genkai. So the Sharingan is one of those. Everyone in the Uchiha clan has the Sharingan, has the ability to awaken it and kill one's own friend. But going through a great amount of trauma will awaken your Mangekyo Sharingan, which is, as an individual, that is the most powerful form of Sharingan you can get. If you have the eyes of another Sharingan, you know what is called the infinite Mangekyo Sharingan, which is very, very powerful. But one of the abilities of the Sharingan is Genjutsu. And Genjutsu is a Japanese word which can be broken up into two separate parts, Gen and Jutsu. Pretty much it means illusion technique. So again, illusion, and they are initiated in some way. There can be a bunch of different ways, but the idea of it is to create an illusion that your opponent believes that will give you an upper hand in the battle or give you the blow. And so, like, specifically for our main topic today, person we're talking about today, Itachi. Itachi's Genjutsu kind of manifests as it's not really reality warping, which is why it's different from both domain expansion and unlimited blade works. Because domain expansion is with, but and unlimited blade works is putting somebody in a unlimited blade works is also technically a what is it? A reality marble. But Tsukuyomi is different from both of those because Tsukuyomi exists within the person's own mind. You're not reality warping. You're more, you are more dream manipulating or inside someone's mind. So pretty much how this can manifest and how it usually manifests is typically Itachi will do stuff like when he was fighting for example, Deidara wrapped him up, snap his fingers to make the centipede explode, and right before he did it, Itachi revealed to him that he had trapped him in a genjutsu the entire time, and Deidara had actually wrapped himself up in the explosive centipede. So he does things where he makes the opponent think they've won, only to show them that they have put themselves in a worse situation, or in the worst possible situation. But the one technique that really impressed me that Itachi did, and which is with the Tsukuyomi or the Tsukuyomi. So the Tsukuyomi is the thing at the end of this series that Madara was trying to bring about, the infinite Tsukuyomi, where everyone gets wrapped up in cocoons and in the debris where it started. And it was being used to awaken Kaguya. And the Tsukuyomi was the plan leading up to that. And Tsukuyomi meaning Eye of the Moon. Tsukuyomi is the name of the ability, and pretty much what Itachi does is he traps you inside an illusory world inside your mind, and this is explained later that his Tsukuyomi manifests as inside the nightmare realm. Itachi has complete control of everything. He controls time, space, physical mass, everything. So where this all comes about is pretty much him and Kisame are trying to invade the Hidden Leaf Village to get Naruto. And Kakashi, Kurenai, and what is it? Asuma. They all pull up and they're like, yeah, you're not going to. Pretty much all Itachi does is make eye contact with Kakashi. And this is why Itachi is so dangerous, because one of the two triggers for Itachi starting a Genjutsu is, and the other trigger is him pointing at you. Later on in the series, he's able to just point at you, and that is the beginning of him casting a Genjutsu on you. But Kakashi makes eye contact with which he tells not to do. So kind of F in the chat for Kakashi there. But Kakashi gets trapped in the Tsukuyomi in the Nightmare Realm. And what happens to him is he is put on a cross. Pretty much crucified just like Jesus. And Itachi's standing in front of him holding a blade. And Itachi stabs the blade into Kakashi's stomach, which of course is extremely painful. And Itachi informs him that he will stay here in this realm and be tortured for after Kakashi is stabbed, another clone of Kakashi in the same position with another Itachi spawns, and then the first Itachi and the second Itachi, the original Kakashi, feels the pain of the second Kakashi as well. This continues for what feels to Kakashi like 3 days. And eventually there are, I don't know if it's specified, but I take 104 clones of Itachi and Kakashi. And when he is stabbed, the original Kakashi feels all the pain of all 144 clones. So this this is completely destroying him. And once he feels like 3 days has passed, Itachi looks at him and says, since I control time in here, you still have 2 days, 59 or two, you still have 2 days, 23 hours and 9 seconds, pretty much telling him, you've been being tortured for 3 days, but since I control time, only a second has passed in here. And so out of Pierce kicks his Sharingan or uses his Sharingan, and he breaks out of that Genjutsu. But this torture was so horrible, and the torture Itachi is designed to not only make you feel pain, but make you feel so much infinite pain that you give up on life and you start like praying for death. And this was so powerful. We did not see Kakashi up and working until the Hunt for Sasuke arc. He got so messed up by that attack that he skipped the rest of Naruto, which was a span of 2 years. There was a 2-year time skip between the two. So this attack was so powerful that it took out a teacher in the Hidden Leaf. And I believe Kashi was a joke, like up out of the Hidden Leaf. And it took him out for 2 years. He was in the hospital. And that's why we had Captain Yamato and Sai come in and stuff. To fill out. Horrifying to even imagine how much pain Kakashi went through there. And then not long later, he had to fight pain. When Pain was attacked, and completely devastated there as well. So, a tip of the hat for Kakashi. Went through so much. And I could not imagine. And even the fact that he went back and continued being a ninja after that. I mean, honestly, if I experienced that, I wouldn't be able to that. If I would that minute, I'd be like, I'm sorry, boys, but you did not just see what I just saw. And I'd be like, I'm done being a ninja. You can strip me of my title because I'm out of here. I did not sign up for this. Tsukuyomi. The only other ability he really uses, like the Nightmare Realm for later on, is like turning into crows when more specifically when in his fight with Sasuke later on, he employs a lot of Genjutsu, and he actually messes with Sasuke's mind a lot. And if you're watching the Itachi versus Sasuke fight, there comes where viewer doesn't even know if Sasuke's in reality or if Itachi is still sitting on the throne watching Sasuke just fight the air. But that scene where Sasuke breaks out of his Genjutsu and the screen actually, like, screens had glitched because when he breaks out of the Genjutsu, the entire screen starts shifting in little squares like a puzzle game, and the whole video like breaks up. And when I first saw it, it had me shook. Let's check out the chat. Trixie says, shame that those illusion techniques were not used more in Naruto. Yeah, for what they were, already. And there's so many things that can be said about power inventions, and power using in that series were already kind of sketchy. There's a whole video that you can see on YouTube. I don't remember who did it, but there was someone who did a huge video essay on why substitution jutsu in Naruto, like literally substitution jutsu just being like, oh, you hit me? Well, because of hacks, you didn't hit me. You just hit a piece of wood. And like weave hand signs before a fight, and so whenever they got hit, they would immediately switch places with a piece of wood or a shadow clone or something like that. And how like the most basic jutsu in yeah, I think a lot of him not doing more illusions was Masashi Kishimoto trying to tone him down. But I mean, Sasuke did his fair share of illusions as well. I mean, when he was fighting Danzo, which was super creepy. And then also, of course, at the end, you remember at the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War, when Sasuke's trying to like prove that he's the villain now, he actually puts in a Genjutsu and tries to either Chidori her or stab her with a kunai, something like that. But Naruto gets really mad at him that he put Sakura in a Genjutsu. It's interesting how it's an illusion world, yet it's comparable to how a domain expansion and reality marble works. That is true. I continued watching more of Jujutsu Kaisen this week, which I should have mentioned, but he breaks into Mahito's domain expansion, and it's interesting to find out that like domains are really just like big shells around you and your button, because it was like a middle point and it didn't really matter, and Gojo did something really cool right after it. But Gojo did mention that you can use physical strength to break out of a domain, someone's domain, walls. And so seeing Itadori break into a domain was crazy. But they even said like breaking into a domain is not that hard because the outside is weaker, because no one ever thinks anyone's going to break into a domain. So domain is not that hard and kind of nerfs Jujutsu Kaisen by a little bit. But I mean, the fact that any attack hits inside a domain is pretty crazy. But oh, sorry, long day. But yeah. And as for reality marbles, that is it's similar to Tsukuyomi in that it's Tsukuyomi in that it is contained to like just like side of a reality marble can see into it or is a part of it. It's simply changing reality for your opponent. Yeah. I can understand giving up being a ninja after being put in that illusion. Yeah. No, I know. So I know anybody who didn't have great mental fortitude would have walked away. She went on leave, like being in the hospital. But I understand why he went on leave for that 2 years, because I would need like I couldn't do it. I would quit. But Kakashi's so strong that like even he needed 2 years to get through the mental anguish of that. You imagine the pain of being repeatedly stabbed in the stomach for 3 days great. Some things that happen to women a lot, but we won't. But I mean, yeah, that is horrible. More illusion techniques and finding ways to fight. I mean, I mean, but the simple fact that like eventually a lot of people had high tier Sharingans, and Genjutsu would have really stopped working. I mean, once a Sharingan user realizes they're in a Genjutsu, their Sharingan pretty much auto defense mechanisms and takes them and breaks them out of the Genjutsu. You watched more Jujutsu. Yeah, no one thinks of breaking into a domain expansion normally. And that makes sense because why would you want to break into a place where your enemy has an advantage? I wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. But I mean, Kakashi went back to being a ninja, so you know everybody's crazy. Though it does take a certain amount of strength to break into one. It does. And that's also keeping in the vein that Yuji Itadori is abnormally strong. Not only just his cursed energy, but far above any of his peers. And as I saw with the fight with Toto, I think his name is, his durability is off the charts. In fact, in his first fight with Mahito, it gives him a fatal wound. He stabs him like 4 times through the stomach and chest. Like any other shonen antagonist would be on the floor asking for the power of friendship from that. But Itadori literally just like stood there and took it like but yeah, I mean, I always wonder though, in the show, is Sukuna passively healing Itadori? He must be human, would die from wounds like that. And the blood loss alone. What kind of domain expansion would I have? That's a good question. Any ability I would have in a video game or anime would definitely be related to my hair, for sure. To be honest, one of the superpowers I've always wanted is hair manipulation. Like, I think her name is Medusa from. She's the wife of Black Bolt and one of the Inhumans, but she has total telekinetic control of her hair. And I would absolutely love that. Be able, well, first off, the ability to grow your hair as long as you want instantly would be great. But yeah, the ability to use your hair like tentacles would be really, really cool. I mean, it'd be like having tentacles, except you wouldn't look abnormal. It'd pretty much be, it would be a reality where everything was made out of hair that I could control, and I could freely I could freely attack my enemies inside of it, maybe like up things like that. But yeah, hair. Domain expansion. The Prince of all hair. So I'll get to this quote in just a second. A long time ago, I had a thought of what my fatality in Mortal Kombat would be, and I always said I think it'd be cool if I could like use my hair to like some punches and stuff like that, broke like some arms, things like that. But then at the end of the fatality would be I would pick them up by with my hair and then like slowly like um lower them down and like inside with a bunch of like spinning teeth or something, and it would just shred them. And then at the end of the fatality, it would be like fatality, afro wins or hair or something. And then their blood would just pour down my face. I know combat fatalities need to be a little gory. But yeah. You would say, yeah, he is abnormal when it comes to strength. He can put muscle when it most when it comes to strength. Plus, match muscles and magic in probably a couple days, and I'm really interested to see how it compares to that. A lot of shows where magic and muscle is being competed. Trix is, yes, he is healing him because that's his vessel. Yeah, but Sukuna kind of hates Itadori, and his motives are very confusing. He's totally Itadori before, like, if Itadori dies, it doesn't matter because I still have fingers out there, and he can still, like, do a lot of bad and evil and destruction on the world. And there might also be another vessel that comes along. Hair control showing that Bobo love. Yes, Bobo, one of my greatest influences. But his afro is different. His afro is like a storage compartment that can hold anything in it. A hair domain expansion, it will be an experience. That's a brutal fatality. Thank you. So before we're done here tonight, you wanted me to do a root line. Okay. I can't let you do that, Straw Hat. The keys are there. But yeah. So if I was kind of in Kizaru's shoes right now, he just got thrown into a battleship after being flattened like a pancake. Oh, this is such a good idea. Maybe I should help the sun god instead. This could be an interesting thing. There you go. There's some Kizaru lines. Oh yeah. More than he keeps him around to mentally and physically harm him. Oh, so he's like AM from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Literally keeps Itadori alive just as like a torture plaything. Yeah, those are, and I've always wanted to make a list like this someday, but I'd like to put together a list of villains who are truly evil. Like uh, I you got the lazy voice down. Thank you. I'd like to make a list someday of villains who are truly evil, or make a ranking list based on how evil they are, because the two that off the bat are Dio, specifically Dio Brando, and Madara Uchiha, because they are what I would consider to be well-written villains. They are villains who are for evil's sake. They are evil because they want to be evil. They are evil because they want to see the world in pain. They want to witness the world suffering. Madara, yeah, he said he wanted to rule the world. I ultimately wanted to witness the world in pain. And Dio is a great example of that. Dio literally came out and said, "My only mission in life is to for all of eternity." And I love villains that are written like that. Villains that don't have sad backstories. Either nothing bad happened to them, or they don't care that father was an alcoholic and abused him. And some people would be like, "Oh, well, that turned him evil." No, that didn't turn him evil. He was evil from the start. He poisoned his own father, and then he went on to poison and kill Jonathan. So, like, no, his upbringing wasn't why he was evil. Dio was just evil because he was evil. And that was how he was before he even got a hold of the stone mask and turned. He was just a demonic person. And people wonder if, like, and of course he's a fictional character. People wonder if people are born naturally evil, and I mean, but yes, I'd love to make that list and talk about like the other another kind of evil that I love to have be written too, which is the evil of a villain that keeps the main protagonist alive and physically torture them, like Sukuna or AM from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Literally an entity that revels and enjoys in watching you suffer so much that they will continuously, it's the old thing of, I'll kill you and then I'll bring you back to life just so I can enjoy watching you die again. And that is also in the top tiers of absolutely. But yeah, you can throw out all the rest. Throw out all the villains that have sad backstories. Throw out Doflamingo. Throw out Kaido. Throw out most of the people from One Piece. You can keep in Crocodile, but that was more. But I mean, Eneru is a great villain because Eneru doesn't have a sad past. Eneru was just horrible because he was super powerful and believed he was God. Evil because he was 2 times more powerful than anybody else around him. And that's great writing there. And don't even bring Doofenshmirtz into the equation. Doofenshmirtz immediately goes in F tier. We're gonna forget him. But yeah, I'd love to make that list. Trick says, like to watch a video based on that list. Absolutely. Dio is just evil because he loved being evil. Yeah, that's the basis. Enel was a great villain. Yes, I agree. All right. Well, you kind of got a twofer here. You got a talk about Itachi, Tsukuyomi is not a well-written villain. I mean, at first he was, and then once you find out he has a tragic backstory and he was forced to do what he did, then he just goes with the soldier I was doing what I was told trope. Um, and that kind of drops his points a bit. Um, yeah, that is all the time we have for today. I need to upload the video that was supposed to go up by noon today, but I did not get it done because my laptop was extremely slow. I'm gonna be really good. I have been burning out, and a lot of that burnout is because of how slow my laptop is. And so I'm trying to make new content, new videos. I really am. It's just with a lot that when I'm editing, it will pretty much freeze for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. Like today, I started editing at 7:30 this morning, and besides taking eating breaks, until I got done, and that was not until like 7 o'clock at night. So I was going today for about 11 and a half hours, and that's because my laptop is so slow. Um, but so I'm trying to put out content. It's just hard to have passion when the tools aren't working the way they're supposed to. But I would keep working on it. And honestly, one day, even if I don't want to make edited videos anymore, I'll still do live streams because live streams are easy to do. Live streams are easy to talk on, stuff like that. So I'll still be making content for a long time. But like, I may sputter out with the edited content someday, and that's just the things. But not today, and not for a while. So, as always, you know the old adage: keep YouTubing, YouTubers. Don't fight the fro, and always remember. I thought I'd do Alistair. See you later, YouTube. Bye bye.